Little bit of an update as we are now into mid-May of the season. Tyler Stevenson just had a very short IL stint. I didn't even show any of the games that he was on the IL for, but while he was up, Mark Colasavari was called up from AAA, and he's actually going to stick around as the backup catcher as Aramis Garcia is going to be sent down to AAA Louisville. And we also called up Ross Detweiler to get another lefty arm in the bullpen, and he is actually replacing Buck Farmer, who is now in AAA. Also, Donovan Solano has returned from his injury, so Taylor Motter was sent back down to AAA to make room for Solano on the roster. And then just a bit of a lineup update. Tommy Pham is now up at the top of the lineup. He's actually leading the National League with 12 stolen bases on the season. And then if we look at the ERA leaders, both Hunter Green and Tyler Mahle are both top 6 in ERA. And the Reds would travel out to Cleveland to take on the Guardians in this Ohio Cup in an interleague matchup. Toeing the slab for the Guardians in this one would be the right-hander Zach Plesac, not with his curly locks in this game, but still making his 8th start of the season. And then Mike Minor, the left-hander, making his 3rd start since returning from the IL here for the Reds. And we'll start things off with him on the hill, Miles Straw at the dish, and he's going to hit a ball into right center field. That's going to get down for a base knock, so Straw, the speedy Straw on first base. And that would be Jose Ramirez hitting a ball up the middle for a base knock. So first and third as Straw goes to third base. So runners on the corners here for the Guardians. Brings up Franmil Reyes, who goes up the middle as well. And that's going to drive in Straw easily as the Reds go down in this one 1-0 to the Guardians. So then later on in the inning, it would be Josh Naylor grounding into a 4-6-3 double play as Solano turns it at the shortstop position. Move things on to the bottom of the third where Luke Mahle hits a slow roller up the middle, finds a hole, and that's a base knock. Then they put the hit and run on, and Straw cannot make contact, so Mahle is dead meat at second base. One down, and then Straw would be sawed off, and Lodolo tries to make the play on the broken bat dribbler, but instead it's going to be an infield single from Miles Straw, who proceeds to go and swipe second base with his fleet feet as well. So he's in a scoring position, and then with Ahmad Rosario at the plate, he's going to hit a ball into right field, bloops in front of Aquino, and Straw is not going to test Aquino's arm, though, as runners are on the corners now. 1 out for Jose Ramirez, who hits a fly ball into medium right field. Aquino's under it. That's 2 down in the inning, and then the throw to the plate to get the speedy Straw. Nails him. What a throw from the Punisher as it ends the inning, and it's only going to be a 1-0 lead for the Guardians still. Then in the top of the fourth, Miles Straw got his revenge as Mike Moustakas should have went bridge, but instead, Miles Straw climbs the fence and robs him, brings it back in. Now onto the top of the sixth. Luckily, Miles Straw was not there for this one as Fraley finds the seats and ties the game for the Redlegs. They are now up 1, or they tie this game at 1 thanks to his solo shot. Then Eniel De Los Santos comes on for the Guardians, and with Aristides Aquino at the plate, he absolutely pulverizes a pitch into the left field seats, and that's going to put the Reds on top for the first time in this game. 2-1 is the score. Move things on bottom of the sixth now as Ahmed Rosario is going to bloop one into left field. Fraley cannot make the diving catch, and he's going to have himself a double as he hustles his way into second base. After that, a pitch to Ramirez gets in the dirt and allows Rosario to move up to third base. So he's 90 feet away from scoring, and then Ramirez would draw himself a walk. So runners on the corners yet again for the Guardians in this game. Franmil Reyes in the dish is going to pop one up into deep right field in the corner, put away by Aquino, but even his arm is not going to be enough to get Rosario at the plate there. So the game's all back to being tied up at 2, and then Stevenson gunning down another runner. Gets Ramirez caught stealing. We're now on to the top of the 7th where Jonathan India is going to join the home run party. He's going to break out of his slump with that one as he puts the Reds back on top 3-2, their 3rd solo home run of the game. Ross Detweiler came on in the bottom of the 7th, and with 1 out, it would be a pop fly from Oscar Mercado into the right center field gap, lands up against the wall, and that's an easy 2-bagger for the fleet-footed Mercado. Then later on, it would be a ground ball from Arias. That's out number 2. Almost stranding Mercado at second, but then once again, soft contact, finding a way in the outfield, and Mercado's going to score from second. So the Guardians tie this game up at 3, and that scored carryover into the bottom of the 9th, where Franmil Reyes delivers a walk-off for the Guardians as they win this matchup in the Battle of Ohio. Guardians walk it off on the Franimals' 10th home run of the season as Luis Cessa gets the loss. Absolutely heartbreaking way for the Reds to lose this ball game. 4-3 is your final. Franmil Reyes, of course, gets player of the game honors. He went 2 for 3 on the day with a home run and drove in 3 of the 4 runs for the Guardians on the day. Jonathan India, Jake Fraley, and Aristides Aquino all had solo shots on the day for the Reds. The Reds were working the waiver wire a bit as they put claims on 2 different relievers who are going to be joining the 40-man roster here in the Reds organization. The first being right-hander Yandel Gustave of the Brewers organization. They waived him. We claimed him. Hard-throwing reliever. And then also right-handed pitcher Evan Phillips from the Dodgers organization. Another hard thrower with a wipeout slider. He's going to be joining our team as well. Both of them are going to be in AAA. And then we're also sending Art Warren, the Ohio kid, down to AAA as well because Justin Dunn is back from his injury and he is now in the bullpen. At least he's going to be there until we open up spots in the rotation. And then we also need some room on the 40-man now that we've added Gustave and Phillips. So to do that, we are actually going to be DFAing and releasing Buck Farmer. He is just a body on the team that we don't need, and we're obviously going to be paying him the money that we were going to be paying him anyways, so we are just releasing him. And then Waiver San Martin is also being DFA'd, but he is just going to be optioned back to AAA. He's been absolutely awful in AAA. I mean, if I keep him for next season, it's because I just want another body in AAA, but I mean, he is proving that he is not a big league pitcher, nor is he a AAA pitcher. The Reds now travel out to Boston to take on the Red Sox in some interleague baseball here at Fenway Park, and toeing the slab for the Sox is going to be the right-hander Michael Wacha, the longtime St. Louis Cardinal. And we'll start things off top half of the first inning. A 1-2-3 inning has worked as he would strike out Moustakas for the 3rd out, and there's going to be a lot of 1-2-3 innings in this game from Michael Wacha. In the top of the 2nd, there was another one, topped off by a Jonathan India pop fly into foul territory. Now we check things in, bottom half of the 2nd inning with Hunter Green on the hill and a line drive caught by Kyle Farmer. Let's take another look at this one because it's going to be one of the few things that happens well for the Reds in this game. Leaping catch by Kyle Farmer, but the only good thing he's done this season. So now with runner on first and 1 out, Vasquez hits a ground ball, and that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. So Green gets out of the inning, and we are still scoreless in this game. Check things back in with Wacha, top of the 3rd. 1-2-3 inning is completed by a pop fly from Farmer. Now out of the 4th, Moustakas trying to bunt against the shift. Instead, he just bunts it right in front of Christian Vasquez, who whips it over to first base. And now we're on to the bottom of the 4th inning where 2 outs in the inning as Rafael Devers is going to find himself a single through the shift. After that, it's JD Martinez who's going to hit one into left field, cut off by Fraley, and it's back-to-back singles here for the Red Sox. And then it's noted 6-hitter Christian Vasquez who puts a charge into one over the Green Monster, and that is a 3-run blast off the bat of Vasquez, and it puts the Red Sox up 3-0 in this game. We move things on to the bottom of the 5th where Justin Dunn is making his season debut for the Reds. And with 2 outs, he would work a 1-2-3 inning as he gets Verdugo to chop out to second base. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Dunn in his first inning of work. And then he would proceed to get another one as he strikes out Martinez to end that. So 2 scoreless innings for Dunn. Move things on top of the 7th. And there it is. The first hit of the entire game for the Cincinnati Reds comes off the bat of Jake Fraley. So he's on first base and then would proceed to get a hit and run going. But instead, Pham's just going to pop this one up for out number 1. Fraley has to retreat to first. He would then just try a straight steal to second second, and Vasquez throws him out at second. So it's now 2 down with Moustakas at the dish, and he's just going to hit a line drive right at Bobby Dahlbeck, who picks it out of the air for the 3rd out of the inning. And it's another scoreless inning for Michael Wacha. Now bottom of the 7th, runner on 3rd here with 1 out, and Jarren Duran, the conservative man, hitting a ball into right field. RBI double makes it a 4-0 Bo Sox lead, and they would take that lead into the end of the game. 4-0 is your final score in this ball game, as Michael Wacha just absolutely shut down this already anemic Reds offense. 7 2/3 innings, 2 hits given up, 8 strikeouts, no walks. He was just absolutely on point out there, just throwing everything on the corners. I mean, there was nothing the Reds could do in this game. And then you had Christian Vasquez, who was 2 for 3 at the plate with a home run, a double, and 3 RBI for the Red Sox. And then Hunter Green, just another okay start, I guess. Could be better. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 Ks, 3 earned runs. Justin Dunn, though, gets 3 innings out of the bullpen, gives up 2 hits, strikes out 4, and only gives up 1 run. And surprise, we're actually at the MLB draft. It surprised me, too, because in real life I know that it's later on in the season, but in MLB The Show, because of course it is still in the beginning of June. So we're doing the 2022 draft. And in round 1, we had the 17th overall pick, and we took David Westbrook, outfielder with that pick, 20-year-old outfielder. Then in the compensation round, we took 19-year-old infielder Jose Mendez. In the second round, we took Adrian Merced, 22-year-old outfielder. Then we took a 22-year-old starting pitcher, Jarrett Ross. Johnny Fegan, 20-year-old third baseman. DeAndre Foster, 20-year-old relief pitcher. And then Ricky Herrera, 21-year-old infielder, was our last pick. As always, I will be going into more detail on these guys, their potential, what they actually look like and everything, either in a prospect profile if they are worthy of one, or a minor league update in future seasons. And then just a bit of an update as we are now cruising through the season here. It is season 1, so we're not going to spend too much time, just lumbering our way through season 1. We're a bad team, but we're also not going to, have 2 episodes through season 1. But we are into late June now, sitting at 35 and 44 on the season, 1-9 in our last 10, and we're actually in 3rd place in the NL Central because both us, the Cubs, and the Pirates are all just really bad baseball teams. In real life, I genuinely think the NL Central could produce 3 teams that lose 100-plus games. And then we're also going to be making some changes to the roster here at this point in the season. As you can see, Kyle Farmer, Nick Senzel, and Brandon Drury are all OPSing below 600. And even on a bad team, that is just unacceptable because none of those guys, except for Senzel, are really guys that we're even trying to have in this team at some point. So Farmer and Drury particularly are just wasting spots that we could be giving to somebody else, and Senzel is a bench player most of the time anyways, so he'd be better off playing every day in shortstop, trying to figure things out down there as well. So they're all being sent to AAA, and taking their places will be Albert Almora Jr., Max Schrock, and then last but not least, but Jose Barrero, all being called up to the big leagues. And just a little bit of a lineup update. Barrero is now the everyday shortstop against righties and lefties. Solano is actually playing second base every day now, at least until the deadline, so he can accumulate some numbers, get some trade value up, and then once he gets traded, it'll probably be Schrock playing second base. And while they're at second base, that means that Jonathan India is over on the hot corner, and Moose is DHing for us as Jake Fraley is now on the bench. And then Almora Jr. is going to be the center fielder against left-handed pitching. The Reds on the road once again. They are traveling to Wrigley Field to take on the Cubs in a NL Central cellar dweller matchup. Here in the top half of the second with 2 outs, it's Max Schrock at the dish, and he is going to be plunked in the thigh. So he'll take his base, brings up Jose Barrero, and Schrock is going to show off the fleet feet, goes and swipes second base to get himself in a scoring position. And then the 1-1 count to Barrero. He's going to get sawed off, dribbles it over to first base. Hicks steps on the bag, and nobody comes in. Now onto the top of the 4th, Mike Moustakas finds the hole in the shift, and he's going to lead off the inning with a base knock. So he's on first, and then a wild pitch gets away from Yan Gomes, allows Moustakas to move up to second base, but unfortunately, Aquino would not be able to pull the trigger on the changeup as he goes down looking. So one down in the inning. Next batter up is Joey Votto, and a ball gets away from Gomes once again, allows Moustakas to move up to third this time, and then Votto is also going to strike out. So two down in the inning, runner on third, and Naquin would not be able to drive him in either, as this will get flied out to center field, and it's still a scoreless game. Checking in on the starter here for the Reds in Nick Lodolo, the left-hander, the rookie, allows a single to lead off there from Nick Madrigal, and then it's going to be India snagging one out of the air by Ian Happ. Over on the hot corner is Jonathan India, and with one out, it's going to be Colasaveri throwing out Nick Madrigal at second base. The short king catcher, 6'6" on the hill, 5'8" behind the dish. But then Lodolo would get himself into a bit of a trouble here as Suzuki draws a walk, and then it would be Nico Horner hitting a ball into left field for a base knock. So first and second here with two outs, but then Lodolo clutches up and works a ground ball to India at third base as he whips that across the diamond for out number 3. Top of the fifth now, and Max Schrock is going to swing the bat a bit, hit a single into center field to lead off the inning, and then next batter up in Barrero is going to take a pitch off the elbow guard, so back-to-back base runners for the Reds here. Colasaveri then lays down the bunt with the steal sign on for both runners to ensure they both get over to second and third. So now runners on second and third with one out. India chops one to shortstop. Horner fires across the diamond, but a run does come in to make it 1-0 Cincinnati. But then with two outs, Tommy Pham would just ground at the shortstop, and only one run comes in the inning. Now we're on to the bottom half of the sixth with one out. Suzuki hits one back to Lodolo, and he is not able to make the play, so instead it's an infield single. After that, it would be Nico Horner going down on the changeup for out number 2, and then it would be John Hicks who's going to bloop one into right field. Aquino fielding it. They are not going to test his arm. Look at that, on a line from right field. But then they are going to test him here. Yan Gomes bloops it to the same spot. Suzuki rounding third to the plate. I mean, how more perfect could it be? Absolutely on a line. Colasaveri doesn't even have to move his hands. Look at the replay of this. On a line from right field, right into the glove, and Suzuki is dead meat. So still a 1-0 lead for the Reds. In the top of the seventh, Michael Givens came on for the Cubs, and Max Schrock delivers again. A single up the middle. He's reached base 3 times in this game, and then it would bring up Barrero as Schrock goes and swipes second again. 2 stolen bases on the day for the recently called up infielder, and then Barrero would hit a ground ball up the middle into center field. Schrock is going to test Hermosia's arm in center, and that's going to be a bad idea as he guns Schrock at the plate. Barrero moves up to second base, still a 1-0 game. Colasaveri, the catcher, the short king, hits one off the glove of Madrigal at second base. Runner does not move up, though, so first and second here with one out. It's Jonathan India, and he's going to hit a ball into center field. Hermosia puts it away for out number 2. And then after that, it would be Tommy Pham who hits a ball to deep right center, but Hermosia is going to get to that one as well, so it's still a 1-0 game. Hunter Strickland, the man with the 0.39 ERA, 23 innings, only 9 strikeouts. Absolutely hilarious line, and a hilarious at-bat here as it's popped up, and Strickland says, "It's right here. Right where I'm standing, come get it." And India does just that as he puts it away for out number 1, and then he would get his 10th strikeout for out number 3 to end the 7th inning. Move things on top of the 8th. Sean Newcomb comes on, and he's known for control issues, and he would proceed to show those as he walks Moustakas to lead things off, puts him on base. After that, Aquino holds up, and he draws a walk as well, so back-to-back base on balls for the Reds. And then Schrock delivers again. Schrock the Rock bloops it into right field. They do not test the arm of the right fielder. Instead, it's bases juiced. 2 out for Jose Barrero, and he hits a ball into left field. Ian Happ misplays it, gives it a dive, and it's going to get past him. That'll score all 3 runs. Reds are now up 4-0, but then Barrero's going to get thrown out at third, but it doesn't matter because he gives the Reds a 4-0 lead, and now Lucas Sims would come on in the bottom of the 9th to try to shut the door for the Reds, and he is also known for some control issues. He's got the psychotic closer mentality, but he's not so accurate as he walks the first 2 batters in Horner and Hicks, and then also Gomes. 3 straight walks with nobody out, and now it's bases juiced. Tying run at the plate. Justin Wilson, the veteran left-hander, came on for the Reds to try to get out of it. Works the cutter to Hermosillo, who pops one up into deep right field. Aquino makes the catch. 1 run will come in to make it 4-1, but it's now 1 down in the inning. And then Wilson works the cutter once again, gets the DH for some reason, Andrelton Simmons to pop up into foul territory, and then for the 3rd out, shallow right field, Aquino puts it away, and that is your final. The Reds hang on, and the kids get it done at the plate. What a win for the Reds as they take this one from the Cubs by a score of 4-1 here at Wrigley Field. Your player of the game honors go to Max Schrock, the former Cardinals prospect and now Reds player. 3 for 3 at the day with a walk as well. 3 singles, scored twice, stole 2 bags. 1 a day from him. And then you also had Jose Barrero, who went 2 for 3 at the dish as well with a double, a 3-run double to give them a 4-0 lead late in the game. And then you even had Nick Lodolo with a great day on the hill. 6 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. Just an all-around great day from some of the young Reds players. So with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Cincinnati Reds franchise here at MLB The Show 22. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I am saying Ross Chastain is going to win at Kansas this weekend.